How are you awesome people doing today? Our reaction back with another reaction video. In fact, this is part 2 of Pablo's Alon album specifically, and kindly check out my initial first part reaction video for Alon, and I did about 5 of those songs. I thought there's going to be an additional 3 or 4 songs in there, but that was just me hoping that there's going to be more. Listening to it again, I think Prashant's really still stood out to me. I find it really hard to listen back to Kumunoy and La Luna. La Luna has, for me, really has an amazing sort of journey when he sings it. I really quite like how the composition of the song was. And Kelan obviously was the collaboration with Josue. Now, listening back to The Boy Who Cried Wolf, again, it was a hard listen for me. It was a little sad. I think Kumunoy and The Boy Who Cried Wolf was really hard to listen to because they were really those type of songs that I assume Pablo wrote during a really difficult point in his life. I had found out that one of you guys, which again, thank you so much for commenting on the comment section below. I just found out that Kumunoy was written way back when they were still trainees and Pablo had quit, if I'm not mistaken. Again, please let me know. He had quit the training, and he had a lot of thoughts in his head. Should I still continue with this? Should I go on? And all that kind of stuff. And obviously it makes perfect sense now, knowing that that's the context of this song in particular, and I can now even connect more to the song. And I just love these little tiny information. I'm sure there's quite a few more tidbits and fun facts about each and every song that Pablo specifically wrote, right? But this time around, we're going to be reacting to, this is part 2 of Alon, and we've got 2 songs, Wala and Drowning in the Water. So I'm really quite keen to check this out. They both actually have lyric videos, so that's cool. Before anything else, kindly do any one of these if you'd like to support my channel. I do react to SB19 quite a lot. I am quite a huge fan of SB19 in general. I'm an 18, and I'm just looking forward to this. If the other 5 are a good indication of what's to come, then I know I'm in for a treat. So let's go and do that now. Okay. Acoustic. Whoa. It feels a little bit old school, but I like that it's a very stripped down song with him and a guitar. I'm curious to see or find out if he will add some more instruments or elements as we go along. But even if it doesn't, this is already a really heartfelt song. His voice, man. Ooh, I really like that part. It feels like that song with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. I forgot the song, but it has that feel. It's not exactly it, but that's what I can relate it to in terms of how the melody is going. Yeah. It's like country. It's almost like country, Wow. I like that he has the moon. I don't know if in every song. Just realized that he certainly is um, honing in on that idea of a lone wolf, monster, La Luna, which is the moon again. Here I can obviously he said Buan, alone. All these things are. I wouldn't say it's more or less synonymous to what wolves are like. Although wolves do hunt in a pack, but there are lone wolves and there are what are they called? Omega, is that what it's called? I'm making stuff up right now. Please let me know in the comment section below. I know there are wolves that are hunting by themselves, and that's a rare occasion when that does happen. But typically, wolves hunt in packs. And by the way, I'm sorry for pausing. I am Filipino, and some of the words he uses are so deep into the Filipino vocabulary that I just don't know what they mean now at this point. Lulan mo lang sa aking mundo. I don't know what lulan means. Is it give? He's doubting the moon, is he? Should I thank you? His lyrics. Wow. I did not expect that. He's so good with the emotions. My God, this guy's voice is just, there's pain and anger and I don't know if it's frustration, but just maybe they're not the right adjectives or rather descriptive words to use in this sense, because it feels like he's in pain. Oh, what a beautiful message. Love yourself. Oh. I want him to sing this as a duet with someone. Could be with Josue, could be with someone else. But it feels like maybe a second part to this song and maybe rewrite some of the lyrics and have someone else sing the bridge part. And some of those melodies he can actually harmonize with the second voice. The song is already fantastic. Who am I to say anything else? But I feel like there should be a part 2 in this song. It's it has such beautiful storytelling, and at the same time it feels like he's really expressing that, he I think it's the realization that he's been alone and he's been sad, has been depressed, has been just constantly feeling this hole in himself. But then also in this more recent lyrics here, he said, to learn to love yourself slowly, just learn to love yourself. I feel like there's an element of a second voice coming in and sort of guiding it through to the finale or the last part of the song. But obviously, even without, because obviously in the first part of the song I said, is this all acoustic? Which seems like that's going to be the case. But it could be one of those Billie Eilish songs where it's all acoustic or it's just piano or whatever. And then the very last part, that's where they kind of just put in the orchestra, put in everything else, guitars, whatever. It could be this type of song. If not, again, leaving it in as acoustic, keeping it simple, letting a man just explain his broken heart, his hardship, and just trying to face reality and finding a way to sort of overcome this, letting it play, because it feels like he's realizing along the way what he needs to do. And I really like this. You know what, this song, the lyrics is just and that no one can sing this like he can. I don't think there's anyone in the world who can do that. I really like that chorus. He doesn't like this feeling. Oh my god, the effects. Yo, the way it cuts, I thought it was gonna get into that orchestral level, but there's no need for that, right? It's his anguish is getting a little bit out of control. And then he keeps saying, I don't like this. I don't like this feeling anymore. I think he's just saying, I don't like this because I like the chorus part where he says he doubts where he doubts the moon, saying that, are you truly a friend? Because whenever you're gone, I feel this sadness, this immense sadness, or my happiness just is completely gone and is inexistent without you. And I hate this feeling. I don't like this feeling. That's what he's saying out loud. And it just keeps on sort of getting louder and louder. And I love the effect that he puts on in his vocals, almost like it's like he's screaming on a megaphone, like really shouting out to the moon. Is like, I don't like this, and just completely with some level of anger. And as it wells up, he just cuts it and then the way he says sings the last part, it feels like he's in my head. It feels like he's in here, listening. And what a genius. I don't think I've ever heard a music like this before, and especially being caught off guard, thinking it might go to any one of those things that I thought it was, or it completely just nowhere near. I'm nowhere near. This man is a genius. Lyrically, the journey he took, at least me, listening to this 3 minute and 53 second song, it's just on a different level, you know. The effects that he added on top, even though it's really just the guitar and his voice, that minor effects that he added on the vocal part, and even on the guitar, because he sort of amplified it a little bit more, was perfect for what he's trying to tell, for this story in particular. A genius. That is one for the books. Okay, on to Drowning now.
I've been sharing love and all this time, and I feel perfectly fine.
Is this a full English song?
You said you love me, and that's all.
I love the acoustics.
But you can't look in my eyes. And now you're mad, I don't know what to do. All I know is that, girl, I love you.
Okay, it's a love song.
There's not a thing that I won't do.
Ooh, the runs.
I would even give my life for you.
Wow. I like that effect.
They say there's a lot of women in this world, but don't you know that you are all that I see? And baby, what I feel when you leave, it'll be like drowning in the water fast.
Oh my god, my hair is just standing up. I don't know why it doesn't show, but anyway, it is. Okay, Jesus. I didn't expect this much. I didn't expect to be this affected this much by these two last songs I left out. And you know what? I'm glad I left them out for part 2. Because as much as I enjoyed part 1, I think these two songs, for some reason, I can't explain it. I seem to be connecting to these two songs more than the 5 songs I've listened to. And again, it's probably because, like I said, one of those songs he wrote when he was in a really, really bad place. I have been in those places, but you know, people go through different people go through life in different stages, and at the same time they experience differently. It's so hard for me to listen to those songs. It's painful, right? You feel that. But in these songs, these last 2 songs, I think I appreciate the artistry, the lyricism, and the simplicity of what was that song again? Of Wala. I really appreciate that because it's so simple and it's beautiful. But Drowning in the Water is a freaking love song. And dare I say, like a wedding song, like a type of song you sing. And I don't know where the story goes, but so far it's someone sort of pledging their love to this person, and the fact that they were ready to die for them, and it feels like I'm drowning in the water without you, or something along those lines, right? It's that it's that everlasting love that is basically for infinity. You know what I mean? It's a love that's ready to give up anything to that person, to that individual. And I'm married and I love my wife. So maybe that's why I feel this way. But let's just do that one more time. Jesus, Pablo.
You were all that I see.
And by the way,
You say would even give my life for
so he's got some violins on this, and I expected the chorus to be with more instruments, but he cuts it off and just does a simple strumming with a couple of strings as well. It's probably the what are they called? The bass part of the guitars, that type of strumming, and just not strumming the whole guitar, if that makes sense. It just makes you focus on the lyrics, and it's like, just listen to what I'm saying. I thought it was gonna go up.
You say, they say, there's a lot of women in this world, but don't you know that you are all that
And his
I
vocal is
see?
just-
And baby, what I'll feel when you leave, it'll be like drowning in the water.
I love this part.
Faster and after, breathing gets harder.
And he cuts it off.
I kept trying, but
Wow.
I know deep inside.
We got the drums now.
I've been
And I love the effects, the samples. This is another song, ladies and gentlemen.
Would do me right. I was wrong, 'cause you're long gone while I was waiting, hoping that you break my
It's like
now I'm broken.
It's like an alternative rock song, you know what I mean? It feels a bit like The Calling. It feels a bit like, Jesus Christ, what are these songs? Five for Fighting. These are the type of songs I used to listen to as a millennial. And I love this. I really love it.
And it's all my fault. Still pick the pieces just to give my all.
Ooh.
And if living life without you, what for? 'Cause you see, they say there's a
I love it.
lot of women in this world.
He's changed it up this time.
Don't you know that you are all that I see? And baby, what I'll feel when you
The backing
leave,
vocals.
it'll be like drowning in the
Water, faster and after.
Breathing gets harder, harder. 'Cause you're everything to me, and I'm drowning, can't you see? Without you, I can barely breathe. You see, they say there's a lot.
Sorry, another goosebump. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. The way he says it, barely breathe, and then he just catches his breath. Oh, the man knows how to. Jim, the man just knows how to evoke emotion, or just rather make me feel something, make people feel something when they listen to his songs. And that's the beauty of art. This man is an artist. And yeah, is Sorry, I'm a little bit lost for words, but let's just do that again. Let me appreciate that lead guitar. If it is a lead guitar, it seems like there's some level of distortion in there too. It's not overpowering the song because you've already got Pablo's beautiful vocals in there. So it's kind of just to be a support to his vocals, which again, you don't want anything more, to be honest. Love that.
I love that.
He is special. Okay, so needless to say, you've probably seen my reaction already, and just to recap, I genuinely enjoyed these two songs by Pablo, and boy am I glad I left these two out. Just to savor, I suppose, save the best for last. At least for me, they seem to be the best for last. Wala is beautiful in its simplicity, but it also captivates you in these little portions of the songs that really get you emotionally involved, right? And he's great with this timing as well, to add a little bit of those theatrics, because Pablo, I feel like there is that little theatrics. What's the word for thespian, right? So thespian who enjoys theater, and he has a little bit of that in him, and that's probably why him and Stel really work well together, because I feel like Stel certainly does have love for the theatrics. We're Filipinos, we love theater, okay? I mean, one of our famous Filipino celebrities is Lea Salonga, who is one of the best in theater to ever do it. So he adds this little cuts off the music, and then his breathing, it's his tone, it's how he sings, how he shows that anguish, that pain. As an artist, as a singer, those are the things that you expect from a singer, but not every singer can do that. No, there's not a lot of people who have that kind of speciality. Pablo does that perfectly well. And those are the things, little things, that makes a huge difference. That's also one of the things why Billie Eilish's songs are very emotional too, because artists like Pablo and Billie, while they're very different, they know how to I don't suppose it's just modulating. I mean, maybe it's modulating the voice, but it's part of that storytelling element where you can speed up while you're talking and then slow it down to make people pay attention to the things that you're saying. It's the same with singing, and Pablo has that. He's a master at that, I would have to say. And Wala really does that perfectly well for me. Drowning in the Water, I relate to it too much because it's this love, everlasting love for someone special, and on top of that, it feels like a 2000s alternative rock song, where it was really at its height during that time, and I connect to that immediately. And again, he does a little bit of these theatrics when he says breathing gets harder, and then he stops, and then he tries to catch his breath. Yeah, I mean, needless to say, I had two goosebumps. I had two goosebumps in this one song, so that kind of just says a lot. And yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this album, Alon, and I know that he has Laon coming up next. For some reason, I tried to check it out. It's not on my Spotify, it's not on my YouTube Music, whatever, but I will react to it as soon as it drops here in the UK where I am. But I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I hope you were as emotional as I was to a certain degree. It's hard to get me emotional, by the way. You can probably tell I'm the least person to have a reaction channel who has a reaction channel, but I have one. So for him to be able to do this to me, I must say is a masterful job. So again, I'm looking forward to Pablo's other album, Laon, when that drops in the UK. I know it says out everywhere else, but it's not on my list for some reason. I don't know why, but we'll check it out as soon as it comes. And I hope you enjoy this. I'll see you in the next one.